Good morning, YouTube. What happened? My name is Vince, and welcome back to my channel, Fern Valley Farmer. On this channel, we are pure country. Look at this. Doesn't it seem like we were just out here, and we were hot, and we were sweating, and we were trying to get in the shade, away from the sun? Now look. And actually, this is actually November 1st. Yesterday was Halloween. This happened on Halloween. This is up here, northern Illinois. I'm about 70 miles, give you an idea where we're at. I'm about 70 miles west of Chicago, and this is what happened. The main city that's just west of me, this was like the second biggest snow on Halloween ever. 1920, I think on the news this morning they said 1926 or 29 was the last time they had that much snow on Halloween. I was going to come out here actually yesterday. You should have seen it. It was blowing, it was windy, it was just miserable. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's only October 31st. Well, now it's November 1st, so here we go. It's coming. So the whole point of this video, I was going to do this yesterday, but I'm doing it today, and there's going to be an update to this video when I get to this point. But what I got going here, you got to get your hives ready for winter. Obviously, it's depending on where you live. If you're down south, it's not as crucial. Up here, obviously, you got to get ready for it. If you're even farther north of here, up into Wisconsin, Canada, it gets even worse. Here, hopefully we don't have a winter as bad as we did last winter. That was horrible. It was like 30 below zero. What I did last week is I did this. I was going to film it, but I was in a hurry. We've already started having nights below freezing, so I wanted to get the insulated covers on, which is let me move this camera in. The biggest problem you could have in the winter is one of the biggest problems. If your colonies aren't big enough and they can't cluster and stay warm, they could die, but condensation. Cold necessarily will not kill your bees. Condensation will. If water drips on them, they don't like it. So when I go to open these up to put the sugar candy in or the sugar in, I'll show you what it looks like. But I did this in a hurry. These are insulated covers right here. No, I'm sorry, right here. Insulated cover. This is one of my screen feeders. What that is a piece of 1x4. It's actually 3.5 inches. And there's quarter inch wire inside there. So the bees, here's the inner cover. There's 3 holes on it. The bees can come up through there. There's all screen in here. So when I go to put the dry sugar in there in the winter, they can come right through that and get to the dry sugar. There is enough honey in there. Hopefully there should be enough honey in there to keep them going for a while. So probably in December sometime I'll get a nice day. I'll pop them open and I'll put the dry sugar, and I'll do a video on that. Because what I'm going to do for the dry sugar is, I seen Joe May did this, the Skinny Bee Man. Check out his channel. He's got a lot of good videos. I got this idea from him. You know, I've always done dry sugar, but he has pollen substitute to it, which is what I have in my feeders over here. You know, I've got my pollen substitute in those feeders. So you get a warm day, the bees can come out and get it. No snow blew in there, so that's good. I wanted to come out here and check, make sure snow didn't blow in there either. I did do a video on these. No snow got in there. As north is facing that way, but it works out really well that the snow never gets in there. So my point, back to my point of my story here, is I'm going to mix. He takes 4 pounds of sugar, which you could put newspaper on top of your box. You could put newspaper and then sugar. But he takes the dry sugar, 4 pounds of sugar. He puts a half a cup of the Ultra Bee pollen substitute, which is really, really good stuff. So I'm going to do that. But when I get to that point, I will make a video on that and show you. But a little early still. I'm going to wait till, like I said, probably sometime in December. And then once January hits, it gets so miserable, you do not want to open your hives. Like right now, I don't want to open them. But here's one little tip, and this is kind of, I'm probably going to put this like in the beginner beekeeping thing here. See all that snow? See all this snow down here? This is why you got upper entrances. So if you can't get out here for some reason, you know, fortunately my hives are here on my property, so I can come out here. But if your bees are somewhere else and you have to go to it and you can't get to them, and they all get clogged up with snow and the bees can't get out, that's a problem, because you get a nice warm day, they need to do their cleansing flights. So you got to make sure that they can get out. So having the upper entrances is nice. I even put an upper entrance on this screen board too. They've got this is the inner cover. They can come out here or they can come out here. So And you can see there's no activity right now. It's pretty cold still. They're all in there, hopefully nice and clustered and staying nice and warm. But I still do come out here, and I forgot to bring my broom with me, but I even got caught off guard and didn't get some of my stuff put away. I've got stuff laying out here still that I use throughout the bee season. I got to get put away. So, but I'm just going to come out here. I always do it anyways. And I just open that up. Because what can happen too, you're going to have bees die off. Some of your summer bees are going to die. If the entrance gets clogged with dead bees and they can't get them out, that's a problem. If you don't have an upper entrance and they can't get out, that's a problem. Because like I said, when they do their cleansing flight, they need to be able to get out. If they can't get out, then they're going to die. So it's not as, I mean, you want to keep your bottoms open if you can, but at least as long as you got an upper entrance, they can get in and out, you're good. So it's not as crucial if you can't get out, if your bottoms are full of snow. And there's some guys that live way in country where they get a lot of snow and their hives are just covered in snow. And what will happen too is the heat from inside the hive will melt the front of that entrance too, and they can get out that way. But if it's a bad snowstorm and it's just packed in snow, they can't get out. So that's why it's really important to make sure you leave it open, or you try and open it if you can, if not, have your upper entrances. So I'm going to clear off the fronts of these, and I think you can see this. And you're gonna start seeing dead bees too. And I also have, let me grab it. I had this little piece of wire, just a cheap piece of wire that I use. I'll even come out here and try and pull away dead bees. I'll drag out dead bees just to kind of, the bees themselves they'll clean out the dead bees. Once they start moving, once they warm up a little bit, excuse me, once it warms up a little bit and they can get out, they'll start housekeeping themselves too. So, oh, there's one that just came out right now. So yeah, I like to, I don't have to do this, I just like to do it. And it's something to do when you want to play with your bees in the middle of winter and there's nothing else to do. So I'll come out here and clean these entrances off, just to make sure they got, they can get in and out if they have to. Anyways, and I also am going to try and hit them one more time with oxalic acid. They had the Apivar strips in for the 42 days, 6 weeks. I did fog them once. Hopefully you watched that video. I'm going to do it again. I'm waiting for a warm day. I was hoping to do it by now. The last chance that I did have when the weather was right, I didn't have enough time to come out here and do it. So we should still have some nice weather coming to where I can still do this. So I'm going to try and hit them one more time with Apivar. With oxalic acid. This bee looks a little confused. What are you doing? Come up here. Oh, there's a couple of bees coming out. What I like to do too, I come back here. Where's it at? It's over here. Hold on. And if it warms up, you'll see your bees coming out. I got this cheap little shop vac adapter. These holes are 1.5 inches or whatever they are. This fits in there perfect. You can put this in the hole and you can listen if you want to hear. So I always come back here. That's music to my ears. I want to hear activity. And you can tap on the hive sometimes, you can hear activity. Yeah, and hopefully everybody makes it through. Our goal is to get our bees through the winter. I'm hoping all these hives make it. I really am. I mean, generally you always have some loss, but I did treat them, and hopefully they're okay. Go back in there. Let's go to the other ones here. I get really paranoid this time of year. I want my bees to make it. So, Clean that. If you can see this or not. This is just a little cheap paint scraper. It's all, nothing fancy. I'll take my wire. And if you start seeing dead bees, don't be alarmed. Like I said, that's kind of normal. You know, your summer bees are going to die off. Hopefully you've got plenty of winter bees reared to get you through the winter time. Because your bees that are hatched in September, October, are your bees that are going to make it through the winter time. So, and here again, I'm just going to go. I got to put some of this stuff away. We'll have some nice weather still. We'll still have some nice weather to come, but. And I'm going to take this. If you tap on the box, it'll kind of stirs them up just a little bit. I mean, if you just want to hear. That's what I like to hear. So anyways, I really hope we don't have a bad winter like we did last winter. That was bad. God, it was cold. And so anyways, that's my story. Come out, check your hives. Make sure your entrances are open. Like I said, if they're not open, as long as you got an upper entrance where they can get out, then you're good. Take care of your bees. Hopefully we get through the winter. Make sure they're fed up good. Make sure, hopefully, if you got this on the ground, hopefully your bees have already been fed up. Mine are fed. They got hopefully plenty of stores in there, but I am going to feed them again. I am going to put the dry sugar pie December. We'll do a video on that when the time comes. So anyways, that's my story. Oh, because what I did do is I got little plastic trays, which I'll show you that I'm going to put the sugar on. I thought of this idea. It's going to work really well. They just came in yesterday. Those little cafeteria type trays, like when you go to a cafeteria and you get your food. I got some smaller ones that will fit perfect in there. It'll help hold heat in. The bees can get around it, but I'll show you that when we get to it. So anyways, any questions, comments, please leave them. Check your hives. Make sure they're ready for winter. I am going to put some insulation around these guys too. It's still a little early. It is only the beginning of November. It usually doesn't get really bad up here until about January. So I think we'll be okay for right now. But I am going to put some insulation around them. I'll do a video on that when that point gets here. But like I said, if you've got this on the ground right now, hopefully your bees are fed up. If they're not, make sure you get something in there. Get some dry sugar in there. Get them fed because they're going to need to make it through the winter. So anyways, any questions, comments, please leave them. Consider subscribing to the channel. Hit this little button right here. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thumbs up are always appreciated. Hit the little bell next to that subscribe button. This way you'll get notified when the videos come out. Like I said, any questions, comments, please leave them. And I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.